Hello and welcome to Footy Judgment. Excuse me. Of course, you realize the mistake that I made when I put the wrong thumbnail in there, but I changed it. Thank you, everybody that joined us. We're here to preview the Premier League. We got a great show for you. Of course, I'm here with Northside. We're going to talk about all the games. It's not only going to be Arsenal because people want to say, I don't want to hear about Arsenal for that much time. I don't want to hear about Arsenal for an hour. Well, you want. You're playing Burnley. You're going to smash him like 9-0, and who cares? We'll move on. So let's just talk about other games and we'll talk about Arsenal for a bit. Northside, welcome. How are you doing? How is your week up been and how are you looking for the weekend, bro? You're muted. I muted you. I'm sorry. This is my bad. I bottled it again. This has been an awkward stream from the first minute. As you know, it's an awkward stream. It is what it is. I just woke up. I had a rough night. I didn't sleep well. But yeah, you can tell.
Now you're allowed, man. You're hustling. I see what you're doing on your channel, man. Congrats to you, man. You're hustling. The hard work's gonna pay off. Listen, I'm good, bro. I'm good, family. I'm here chilling. You know what I mean? Thank God it's Friday because I need to relax. We got Burnley tomorrow, so shouldn't be a stressful game. Shouldn't be. So yeah, man. I'm looking forward to the Premier League football, and yeah, just chilling, man. Everything's good. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
I'm good. I'm good. Listen, people, get us to 50 likes right away. Yes, I am bottling it. Yes, Naz, I'm bottling it. Yeah, of course. Let's talk about Chelsea, Manchester City. Let's start there. How do you see the game? Like, for me, do you think Chelsea have any chance? How do you see the game going? And do you see anybody stopping Man City? This game, is it going to be easy? How do you see the game?
See, it's difficult because I feel like against Tottenham, we saw a bit of maturity from this Chelsea side. Yeah, even when Tottenham went down to 9 men, Chelsea at times they were struggling to break them down. Yeah, even when they had more players, more possession, they were releasing the ball a bit too early. They were trying to get Sterling in and behind, get Gusto in and behind, and you could see that at times, you could see that Poch was telling them, calm down, you know, just play your game at the right moment, then release, and we'll cut them open because Tottenham continued to play the high line. And eventually they did open them up, and you saw Jackson obviously got a hat trick, did the Sue, etc., etc. The problem is you can still see that there's a lack of maturity in terms of the way that they're reading the game. But a benefit is that Jackson, a player that a lot of people, he's got a lot of pressure. Let's keep it real. He should be under a world-class striker and learning and getting a couple of minutes, but he should not be starting every week, week in, week out for them. The positives for Chelsea, I feel like, is that that's going to give them a lot more confidence. You know, they had confidence when they faced Arsenal and almost won that game. And I think obviously getting the 3 points against Tottenham, that's going to give them a lot of confidence. Jackson needed a couple of goals. That's going to give him confidence. Gallagher's playing very well. Caicedo's playing well. Gusto played well. Sterling has been playing very, very well, even though he's had a lot of people criticizing him at the start of the season. So Chelsea do have a fighter's chance, but I feel like they actually need to do what Arsenal have been doing against Man City as of late. Yeah, and you may be surprised that I'm saying that, but you need to sit deep, allow Man City and just concede that Man City are going to have the majority of the ball, hit them on the counter and try to get a stinky 1-0. Yeah, worst case scenario, a draw. Because if you're going to try and play football against Man City, they're going to absolutely destroy you. And now that they got that young Doku guy, he looks absolutely a baller, bro. You know what I'm saying? That Doku guy, he's balling out. Not only does he have pace, he's got end product, he's scoring goals, he's techie, he can take a player on, he can take a man on. And then you've got Bernardo Silva pulling the strings in the midfield. You've got Alvarez, that's always a quality player. That's even without talking about Haaland. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got other players in and around Kovacic, Rodri, that just complement the attacking players. So it's not a team that you're going to be able to open up against and play a high line and face them as if you're facing Spurs and think that you're going to blitz them. You're trying to nullify them and hit them on the counter-attack. That's what I think is their best option.
Yeah, Pochettino against Spurs tried to press a little bit. It worked. I don't think it's going to work against Manchester City, to be honest. If you try to press them, they're going to break your lines. You're going to see yourself fighting Haaland 1-on-1. You're going to see Doku isolated, Foden with a lot of spaces behind. Listen, this City team, it might not be as strong as the City team that ended the season last year, but I think it's stronger now. it clicked more than the City team that started the season last year. Even though they lost 2 games, but I feel like lately, the last games, Grealish has been playing well. Doku has been playing well. Rodri, when he came back, remember they lost games when Rodri wasn't there. When he comes back, he's the glue for this team.
Mm.
Like, this team has too many weapons: the Fodens, the Dokus, the Haalands, the Alvarez. Listen, Chelsea can make something out of this game, as you said, if they sit back. Don't be. Pochettino shouldn't be proud and want to press at home and stuff like that. Just sit back, absorb the Man City, and then hit them on the counter, because you will have spaces. This Man City defense isn't the strongest, in my opinion. In my opinion, isn't the strongest. Um, Listen, for Man City, apart from the game, do you see anybody? I asked this question to many people. Do you see anybody close to this Manchester City team? Is there anybody else that can win the league? Because this is the $1 million question, right? Or it's just going to be an easy four-peat. They're going to walk the league. How do you see this?
No, I don't think anyone's even close. I think when you look at Arsenal, you've got an inexperienced manager. You've got a bench that when they have to be relied upon, can't do it, and have shown that they can't do it. And inexperienced. And you also, like you've pointed out as well about my club, Arsenal have even their best players from last season. The majority of them are not even showing half the form they showed last season. You know what I mean? I think Saka's probably one of the only ones, and our most shining light in this team this season, our biggest shining light, is Declan Rice from taking out the defense, taking out Gabriel and Saliba. Then when you look at Liverpool, have I feel like their attack always bails them out. Obviously they lost to Toulouse, but in majority of the situations their attack bails them out. But ultimately, you need a very good defense to win the league. You know, that's the saying, that defenses win you leagues. And this is why I feel like we'll see inconsistencies from Liverpool. I do think they're a lot stronger than last season. I do think they're playing a lot better football. I do like a lot of their players, but ultimately, I don't think they've got the bench. And I also don't believe that their defense can withstand the amount of times they opened up, just like Toulouse opened them up. Then you go to Tottenham, a team that's playing very good football, with a manager that we've seen that at times has been a bit naive. The Chelsea game, he should have sat a little bit deeper and tried to at least get something out of the game. He was naive. He tried to go toe-to-toe when he was down to 9 men. This type of inexperience from that manager may cost them, alongside the fact that they've not replaced Harry Kane and they don't have the bench. Then you look at Man United.
No, we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. You're taking the piss. You're taking the piss.
No.
You're taking the piss. Man United, my ass. What is this?
They're a big team. Come on.
Yeah, they are a big team. They are a big club. But listen, I would say at the moment, of course, with the Madison injury now, I think Man City have the bigger chance of winning the league. Arsenal, Liverpool, and everybody else has zero chance of winning the league. And I said it here. I said before, Tottenham has a chance. Now with Van de Ven injury for about 12 weeks out, Romero 3 games, Madison now has an ankle injury, and I don't think they have any chance of winning the league unless Ange Postecoglou win the next games with Eric Dyer, Emerson Royal, and Lo Celso, or Bentancur, or Højbjerg in the 10, which is, I don't think is going to happen. That's for us to see. But Manchester City are the strongest team. However, you still have a chance in January to rectify the mistakes that happened in the transfer window, which called one player. I never said that Liverpool and Arsenal have zero chance. Jacobs, just listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Arsenal, Liverpool have chances, right? Hussam wanted to call, big up Hussam in the chat, of course. Hussam said that they are the dark horses. I actually think them and Arsenal have the same amount of percentage of chances to win the league. Arsenal and Liverpool. Manchester City probably have 60%, and each one of them has 20%. Now, that depends on January. Do you go and back up your manager in January? Do you go back your manager, in January? Do you go get a good 8, a striker? Do Liverpool go get a DM? Do they get a defender to be benched for Konate? That's the question, people. Hussam says it's 50, 30, 20 Liverpool. I say it's 60, 20, 20. Do you see more Arsenal? So I want to go into Arsenal a little bit, and then we'll talk about Arsenal now.
You told me you don't want to talk about Arsenal.
No, we have to talk about Arsenal. They're playing the weekend. We don't
All
want to
right,
stay for long, right?
okay.
However, listen, Arsenal, you won against Sevilla, you blitzed them, right? Listen, there was no game, right? Finally, Saka played well, Martinelli was good. So, do you, again, I know your opinion that you're not gonna win the league, but if you click, and that's I want to change the question. If these players play to their potential that we saw last year, especially for the majority of the season,
Mm-hmm.
and your board go and back your manager in the January transfer window. They tried last season. They got Trossard, which is a brilliant player. Do you believe they can go toe to toe with Manchester City?
No way. There's no way that he's
How
going
is
to
it
go.
no way, Yahi?
There's no way. I'll explain why. When people talk about fluidity this season, remember, you want fluidity in a team that's not been changed. You've got Declan Rice, cool. He gets into the starting lineup and has been effective. Other than that, Kai Havertz has offered nothing. And even against Sevilla, that offered nothing and weren't even trying to attack us, he offered nothing. Just like he offered nothing against teams like Bournemouth that we played this season and Sheffield United, we're always a man down playing Kai Havertz. That's for one. Yeah. Second of all, it's not about fluidity. We saw last season that when we needed to rotate this bench, they're not good enough. They weren't good enough 2 seasons ago to get top 4 over Tottenham. They weren't good enough last season with a couple of games to go with 8 points clear to get over the line and win the league. It ain't good enough. And on top of that, this manager doesn't know how to handle certain players. Partey's been getting injured. Declan Rice got injured one time when he was here. We've seen injuries to Saka, burnout from Saka. His man management is very, very poor. Now, you're telling me in January, will my club go out and do what needs to be done? Tell me a transfer window in the last 20 years that Arsenal's gone out there and actually got all the players that are necessary.
Last transfer window.
We got all the... Then last transfer window, we got all the players that are necessary, yeah?
Okay, you got Kivior, a defender. Polish defender, international. You got Trossard. You went for Mudryk, one of the most promising prospects at that time. I'm just telling you. You got Jorginho, an experienced DM, to be backup for Partey. I answered you.
Okay, all right. We don't have a striker, and we knew that if anything happens to Jesus, look at last season, we didn't win the league. We should have strengthened there. We didn't. We needed to get another right winger. This manager's not bought a right winger since he's been here. We needed to get another number 10 that can combat with Odegaard, and the same way that we've got Trossard and Martinelli combating for the left-hand side, we didn't do that. And now we don't know who to put in a number 10 because none of them are good enough. Everyone's the same old. Havertz ain't good enough. Fabi Vieira ain't good enough. Deep line playmaker, even when we have Partey and Rice, he never plays Partey and Rice in the middle. Before Partey got injured, he played him right back. Then you look at our right back position, you got Ben White. If Ben White's injured, do you trust Cedric? This manager tried to flog him off to Fulham. So that tells you everything and what he thinks about him. Then you look at the centre-back positioning. Last season, Arsenal fans told me, oh, the reason that we didn't win the league, some of them were saying because we got an injury to Saliba. Well, Kivior was on the bench. So that tells me that they don't really rate Kivior. And Kivior got put on the bench.
That's a very strange thing because they are the ones that went in January and got Kivior. And then when Saliba got injured, it was holding. And I'm like, there has to be something that was wrong here. Like, I'm sorry. Kivior isn't a bad player, by the way.
I don't rate him.
But he wasn't a bad player. He's not Saliba. He's not Gabriel. Not a lot of teams.
He's another player that can do a job. Just like when this fan base used to tell me Fabi Vieira can do a job.
So the same for Liverpool. The same for Liverpool north side. Liverpool have Gomez, have Matip. The players that do the job. They're not Van Dijk. They're not Konate. Not a lot of teams have a second class, a bench defender that is world class. Even when Diaz,
they don't. But they sell well. One thing they do, they sell very well, Mo. Yeah, they sell well, and when they reinvest, they've reinvested their team in 4 years. What did Klopp win in 4 years? Did he win the Champions League by that time?
I think he went to a final of the Champions League. He joined 2015. He won the Champions League in 18 or 19. I'm sorry, 4 years. So 19.
Yeah. So this manager's gone out there, spent money on Fabi Vieira that looking trash. Flipping Cedric that was trash. Let's not forget that he bought Willie and he got rid of him very quickly. Do you know what I'm saying? Saw that he was trash. Yeah, we still got Reece Nelson on a new contract, El Nene on a new contract, Nketiah on a new contract. Do you know what I'm saying? The midfield's looking disjointed. He bought Kai Havertz. He spent a lot of money that he didn't need to spend. We could have got Maddison and other players like that. So my thing is this: with all the time and money that Arteta's got, it's not good enough. There's still a lot of holes in this team. Yes,
There
you
is
can
a
get a
hole.
striker.
There is a lot of holes. I get you. I am absolutely listen. No one, no Arsenal fan in the world that I heard that I listened to this season that actually says that we're a complete team. No one.
But at the
And if
start of the season, they didn't say
if
that, and that is why I always
yeah,
bring it
because
up.
they
Because at the
trusted
start
you.
of the season,
Yeah,
they told me
because
the
they
bench was fit.
trusted the manager that Kai Havertz is good. Sometimes you trust a manager's choice. Well, they are wrong, and they are wrong. They were the half of
So
the
are they
Arsenal
wrong about
side.
everything then, Mo? Because in this Arsenal fan base, you obviously I'm the Arsenal fan. In the fan base, at the start of the season, this is why I'm so annoyed by it. Start of the season, when we won the Community Shield, do you know what Arsenal fans said? Oh, we've bridged the gap with Man City. Then they told us the bench is fixed. The bench is now fixed. So now that they're saying, oh, we need a striker in January. Oh, you know what? Our midfield looks disjointed. Oh, you know what? We don't have rotation for certain players. Well, what was it then? Was the bench fixed or is it not fixed? Because by what they're telling me is now it's hit the emergency button once again in January. Remember, this was the same thing that happened last January. And last January, they told me it was a 10-10 window getting Trossard and Kivior. Trossard, very good signing. Kivior wasn't. And this is what happens, bro. They overgas it because we're not favourites to win the league. The bench is not fixed. And the system.
Nobody said you are favorite to win the league.
But that's what they said. Arsenal
Nobody
fans,
said that.
part of the
Who
season
said that?
prediction was we're going to win a major honour this season, either Champions League or Premier League. We're not winning the Champions League. Let's keep it real. And we're not winning the Premier League.
And I wouldn't put my money on you. Listen, I wouldn't put my money on you to win the league just because Manchester City are still stronger than you. Even though you went and got Declan Rice, you got Timber, who's unfortunately injured. Kai Havertz is a waste, but so did Manchester City spent a lot of money that are not in the right place. Calvin Phillips, they got Nolito back in the day. Like no club gets every signing. The problem with Arsenal is that you don't have the privilege to just go now in January and say, you know what, Kai Havertz didn't work. I'm gonna get another player for 70 million. That's the difference between your owners and their owners, right? This is the reality, right? Yes, it is Senegal shirt. It is. It's actually Senegal shirt. But listen, about so what do you need from this Arsenal team this season? In short, what do you need? Forget major honor because it's small details. Look at Inter last year. We never expected to be in the Champions League final. We were that close of winning it, right? That close of winning it. What do you expect from Arsenal this year? What do you want to see that will make you satisfied? Don't give me major honor. Because that is down. That I'll tell you why. Because that is down to small details. Like you can lose it in a wrong call in the last week of the season. You can lose it exactly. So that's what I want to hear from you. I don't want to hear it's a major honor or no. I want to hear this is gonna be acceptable. This is unacceptable. It's a sackable offense. That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Well, for me, what I want to see is, first of all, I want this manager sacked. Get me a manager that's actually proven as a winner. That's first of all. Sack Arteta because he ain't going to win. And like you just said, after all the backing towards this old north side, just backing all this, you don't believe that we're going to win the league or any major. So sack him, first of all. Then get me a striker in January. Get me a number 10 that can work through the press, which Odegaard can't. Then get me a deep line playmaker that can work through the press and can actually connect our defense to attack, and we can transition properly. Then go get me a right back in case something happens to Ben White. Get me another centre back that's actually competent that you would feel that can rival Saliba, since we both can see Kivior can't. And get me a winger because we need the same competition on the right-hand side that we have on the left-hand side with Martinelli and Trossard. So go get me another winger. And if they don't do it, then why was everyone telling me that the bench is fixed?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you said I wanted this, I wanted that. You didn't say if that happened, it's all right. No, you just want the manager sacked. That's what you want.
Because even if you get all these players, I don't believe in this manager. Because this season he's working on plan B and we're playing this new plan B style of football and it's not working. It's not working. What he needed to do is last season develop off what he done last season. Because last season, the one credit I will give him is we was playing good football and we was killing teams off. This season, I wanted to see balance. Yes, of course, like we're talking about Chelsea and Man City, right? Chelsea need to know that certain teams you can't press. You don't go to Man City and press them and play a high line and be naive and commit too many men forward. Yeah, there's certain games I accept not playing scintillating football.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Do you believe Arteta developed and took the club a step forward, a team?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
All right. Do you believe he has to get the chance to prove that I can do the job or not? Anybody? Do you believe anybody in the world should get the chance to prove themselves or not?
I think in modern day football, 4 years at a big club, which Arsenal are a big club in
But that's his
England,
first job. Alex Ferguson
it
took
doesn't matter
6 years.
But you don't appoint somebody and then lower the bar, because then you end up like Arsenal and Man United in
Bro,
recent
you
years.
didn't win before him for years and years.
It doesn't matter. Are we not, in terms of trophies and history, one of the biggest clubs in this country? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So there's a standard there based on the past and the size of the
But
club.
you didn't win
When
for a
when
while.
somebody comes in, they have to live up to that standard. If you're not good enough, 4 years in modern football is a long time. You don't get
Yes.
Wengers and Fergies. So you either reach that, or we go out and get the best man for the job. That's what you do in any walk of life.
He took over a wrecked ship. He kind of fixed it step by step. He's learning on the job. And now it's time for us to see the fruit of his work.
How long
That's
was
what it is.
Liverpool not winning a league before Klopp? And I didn't hear this excuse for Klopp.
30. And they didn't win it for 5 years.
Okay, but he won a Champions League. He won a major honor, though.
No, yeah.
On route to that.
The year 4, he won the Champions League, right?
Okay.
But in 5 years, he didn't win the league. And that's Jurgen Klopp, who has more experience than Arteta, who came from Dortmund. He won the league, I think, twice with Dortmund before that, reached a Champions League final with Dortmund. So Jurgen Klopp has way more experience than Arteta. My point is, you might have a gem in your hand for the future, for the next 10, 15 years. May long you live all until 100 years and you see your club winning, right? You might have a gem in your hand that will be able to take this club to the top level for the next 10 years or something. But you don't want to wait, right? Because all the signs say that this manager is about to develop the club more and take you to the next level. You have to wait. My problem is you get a new manager tomorrow. You get a new manager like Ancelotti or Simeone. They don't win. You go in that cycle again. You keep this manager in. You give him a chance. You see the progression this year. Maybe he progresses. Maybe you reach a Champions League semi-final or a quarter-final. You exit for penalties from Real Madrid or Bayern Munich. Right? You go toe-to-toe with Manchester City, who are the strongest team in the world. Right? And by far, right? They are the strongest team. You go toe-to-toe to them, game week 38. He go again in next summer and you back him. And that's how you win. If you sack him today, do you believe the next manager will take this club to be better than Manchester City? It's a yes or no question. Do you believe if you have with this squad or next year, if you have Simeone, are you better than Manchester City? Will that make you more favorites than Manchester City? That's the question you should ask yourself.
No, a lot of people have put this question to me. This is what I believe. With Pep, just like Ferguson, it's very unlikely anyone's going to dominate this league. But you'll be able to win a league because we've seen it in the past. Conte's been able to win a league while Pep's been here, and so has Klopp. And Klopp is at a club that's run very similarly to mine, yeah? Where you sell big and then you buy, but you buy smart. Yeah, you're not always breaking the transfer record. Okay, so running in the model of Arsenal, it can be done. But what was the main cog at Liverpool to make them win and be successful? Yeah. Yes, they didn't dominate, but to win, it was the manager. He was the difference. Like you said, he had experience already in Germany.
Yes,
okay. This manager, when it comes to the crunch, will be the reason why we don't get over the line, because he's had the backing in terms of financial dealings and the players that he wanted, like Kai Havertz. He's had the time. 4 years is a very long time. And we're not seeing anything. And yes,
it is a long time. It is a long time.
You may say to me, I believe with the money given, yeah, and the time, if you gave that to Simeone, he would have won the Europa League. He would have won the Europa League. We should have at least be winning the Europa League. Why didn't we challenge in the Europa League?
Okay. I don't know, but we'll see this year. I want to see, this is a very good segue. This is Senegal kid people from the World Cup. Come on, this is because I supported Senegal in the World Cup because Egypt wasn't there. Listen, it's a very good segue to Liverpool, because Liverpool, they lost to Toulouse. Who cares? Liverpool, who cares? They lost to Toulouse. They're going to play Brentford.
Yeah.
My point is, Liverpool at the moment, right? 4 years without the league title. It's going to be this year, it's going to be fourth. They won the league in 2020. So this is going to be 2024. So that's what is going to happen if they don't win the league this year. They have won the Champions League in 2019. Jurgen Klopp has had 4 years. Do you think he should get the same treatment as you're asking for Arteta? Don't get it to Arsenal. I'm talking about Liverpool Football Club. They invested heavily, right? He buys players left and right, from Nunes, from Konate, right? You can see the midfield now. Do you believe if he doesn't win this year, he should get sacked? Jurgen Klopp.
Should Jurgen Klopp get
For
sacked?
if he doesn't win a major honor this year, Jurgen Klopp has had 4 years after he won the last thing, which is the league, without a major honor. Do you believe he should get sacked?
Yeah. Yeah. The club doesn't finish if Jurgen Klopp is not there. The club doesn't finish. So at the end of the day, if he's
Even
not
if he
delivering,
challenges for the league, even if he goes to the to win Europa League, even that.
no, if he wins a Europa League,
But you count Europa League as a major honor, even though he plays Toulouse and all these stuff.
yeah, maybe Liverpool don't because their club has actually won the Champions League. For my club, obviously, I will look at it as a major honor because we've never won anything in Europe since the Cup Winners' Cup. I think if he wins the Europa League and they finish, up there in the top 2, top 3, I can say, okay, give him another season. And the next season now you've got to kick on now. Yeah, because you've had a couple of years without winning major honors. You've won the Europa League. Okay, cool. But now you need to kick on. But I think the standard should always be set that you need to be standard with big clubs. You need to be winning cups. You need to be winning major honors. He's been given time. He's been given backing and support. I know he had to rebuild the squad a bit, but at the same time, it was partly his fault that midfield got absolutely ran down. How long did they not buy a midfielder at Liverpool?
A while.
That's under his ownership. That's under his guidance. That's so the demise also came under his watch. That was a lack of vision from him. When we were talking about the Liverpool midfield looked poor and weak. And now he's added some players, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, players like this. Okay, cool, but you still need to deliver a major honor because you're big Liverpool. The drop-off shouldn't be that big and that great. So I think fans always have to hold their club accountable, man. It can't be on sentiment because with Arsene Wenger, we had 10 years of sentiment. What happened? In the end, he got fired. No major honors won in the last 10 years. So you say that, keep on with a manager. But at the end of the day, the aim of the game is to win. It is about winning. I remember people telling me, when you get rid of Wenger, who are you going to get? Now they're loading up Arteta as the next savior. I thought we couldn't get anybody after Wenger. That's what they told me.
Yeah, I know.
So they can't keep coming with the same excuse.
How do you see Liverpool from a footballing point? How do you see Liverpool this year? People, we have over 230 of you here, and I want to tell you people something because we started the season, the show a little bit slow. Every day, hopefully in the weekdays, I'm gonna have a show 1 p.m. UK time. I'm gonna have a guest. You're gonna see Hussam. You're gonna see Safa. You're gonna see Nobbins, Tom. You're gonna see sometimes Goonie. You're gonna see good people here, of course, Kunle as well. You're going to see Northside Weekly, hopefully Friday. Big up everybody that is here. Over 230 of you here in this Friday afternoon for you, morning for me. But I need you guys to turn on the notification bell to let you know when do we go live. Tonight, we got a members show. It's going to be great with the members at 11 p.m. UK time. But hit that like button. Get us to 150 likes. Some of you guys are bozos, right? Like I put a poll and I said, can we get to 150 likes? And I said, no way. Listen to this. I said, no way, of course. 30% voted no way. And we have 230 people. Some people literally voted no way. Like, no way we can reach 150 likes. What do you mean no way? Just freaking hit that like button. Instead of doing no way, hit that like button. What is this? What the fuck? No way. You're never going to get to 150 likes. Watch now. The likes go to 200 likes, people. Prove them wrong that we can get to 200 people. 200 likes. Come on. Anyway, back to the football. How do you see the football from Liverpool? You talked about the defense and the offensive side.
Mm-hmm.
I still think Van Dijk might be back to his best. I think that they need a DM in January. If they get that one, I think they are very competitive with Manchester City. I think they're actually better than you. If they get a proper DM like a Paulinho if they get a proper DM like someone the caliber of Caicedo or Declan Rice, or Partey, I think actually that is gonna be. I think they're up there. They're up there. To be honest, they're up there. How do you see that football? How do you see the football that Liverpool play? You're enjoying the football, the attacking football, the free fluid football, open the lines, they literally have 6 attackers on the pitch with Alexander-Arnold. Do you like that?
I think they're playing very good football. I've always liked the football that Liverpool play. But like you said, they need a CDM. You need to build from your defense, and I still feel like, you know, they need a CDM. Their left back as well, I feel like needs a upgrade. I also feel like they need to. This is the thing. In terms of their attack, I feel like they're very convincing. That's their strongest. That's the strongest part of their team. I think Van Dijk with Konate, I think, is a very good partnership. I feel I'm very impressed by that. Alexander-Arnold, we already know. We know his deficiencies. So then on the left-hand side, Gomez, for me, playing Gomez there, I'm not convinced by Gomez. I think you need an upgrade on that. Then you need a CDM like you said. And I think they'll be on their way. I think I feel like they need less cogs than Arsenal. You know, they can go out there and get a CDM. They can go out there and get a left back. You know what I mean? It's all about if the ownership's going to put the money down. But they only really and truly, what they really, really need to push on this season is about two players, 3 players, where Arsenal, I think we need more. You know what I mean? I think we need a lot more than that. So yeah, that's what I think. I think their midfield, they need to give it time to gel more. I think it's not doing too bad. Szoboszlai's only just come in, McAllister. It needs time. You know what I mean? Adding more bodies isn't gonna make the fluidity of that midfield connect more. With, you know, when it comes to that, sometimes it just takes a bit of time. I can understand that. But they do need a CDM to build that so that McAllister, Szoboszlai can go forward and express themselves and do what they need to do for the front three. But Gomez, I've never really rated Gomez like that. I'll be honest with you. I never really
He was great. No, Gomez was fantastic before he got injured for a long-term injury. Gomez was, remember him with Van Dijk, they were great.
As a left back.
You remember? No. As a center back, you remember when they reached the Champions League final? He was amazing. Yeah, he was great that season when they went to like 14 games, a winning streak or something, or 13 games. He was the center back, and then he got injured. That's a big thing. I love Liverpool in terms of like watching them football. The reason why that is that you get a free flow of football from them, but also they're very suspect defensively. So for me as a neutral, I love to see that because it's fun to watch. You know what I mean? I love Mohamed Salah, of course, because he's Egyptian.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Of course. Mohamed Salah he's the best.
You love Salah, you love Arteta. Who else you love?
No, I'm not a big fan of Arteta as a manager on the sideline. I think he jumped up and down like a cockroach, and I'm like, I don't like that. Do you know when you go? I'm sorry. I'm serious, bro. I think he jumps up and down too much, bro. Like too much. It's like he keeps jumping. I'm like, can you shut up and just wait? Like, why you're like, I'm like, shut up, bro. Shut up.
It's a disgrace. It is a disgrace.
Yeah, it's not a goal. It's not a goal. It's not a goal. It's not a goal. Just shut up, bro. Talk about the football. Did you play football against Newcastle? No, you didn't. But he thinks he's like Mourinho. You remember Mourinho used to deflect all the time from his players. Like, and he said that when he got older, he said, I always wanted to deflect the pressure off my players. I wanted the pressure to be on me. I wanted the media the next day to talk about me. Arteta's trying to do that, but nobody's buying it, bro. Odegaard and Saka are all over the media, bro. Nobody's buying your bullshit. Like, someone needs to tell him.
But Mourinho, you know what? Yeah, I saw Mourinho when he was roasting Wenger. Yeah, I saw it again the other day, and everything he said about my club still stands. He said when we had Wenger, there's one manager in his team. He cries, he moans. He has no pressure. For some reason, he can stay in the job, no pressure. That's Arteta, bro. That's Arteta.
Arteta isn't a bad man. But listen, Arteta as a football coach,
you just told me, as long as he finished second and he's close, that's it.
Yeah. I think from looking from outside, I think that should be the target. No, you should be the target is like try to win it. But if you don't win it based on small margins, it's okay. Second with 10 points, sack the guy. And I'm telling you from here. Second, 10 points behind, sack the guy. Listen, guys, we still have over 200 of you here. Thank you so much for everybody that is watching us, supporting us. As I said, the notification bell, and every day now at 1 p.m. UK time, 7 a.m. Central time, if you're in America, you do the math, okay? You will see me here, 1 p.m. UK time. This is the slot that I'm going to try to use. Listen, I want to move to Spurs, though. News are Maddison, his ligaments are done. He isn't going to play about for a month or 3 months. And I had this argument with Spurs fans yesterday. Number one, do you like Ange Postecoglou? Do you like the way he plays football?
I do like the way he plays football, yeah.
Did you think he did the right thing against Chelsea when he played the highest line in the world and lost 4-1? Would you listen? Let me ask you that. Okay, since you're an Arsenal fan, if you play Chelsea at home, that's a derby, and Arteta brave tries to press and you go down to 9 men or 10 men, and before he doesn't sit back and he presses and you lose 4-1, would you say that's brave or that's stupid? You're muted somehow. You muted yourself.
I think it's stupid. It reminds me of Arsene Wenger. Yeah, these managers that only can play attacking, and don't know how to read the game and manage the game when you've got injuries or when you've got players receiving red cards, you need to manage the game. I understand they got a philosophy, but at times your philosophy can go against you. You need to be able to be balanced and know when to, play for the point or play for the win, make yourself compact. And I feel like that was naive from him. And I used to get annoyed with Wenger in the later years with that as well. Obviously, Ange Postecoglou, I'm not going to completely write him out as a manager because he's just come, and I understand that. But at the same time, going forward, if I keep seeing that he just keeps playing gun-ho football, even when it ain't working or when he's going up against an opposition like Man City and teams like that, then I'll say this manager's unable to adapt. He's unable to adapt his style of play. He's unable to adapt the players or to adapt to what's going on in the game. And I think that could be, I know at the moment, a lot of Spurs fans are very happy with the way he's playing, but ultimately, if they want to win major honors, if they get themselves knocked out of a cup or a European cup or anything like that, and he plays like that, I think in a different scenario, they would be calling it out as naive as well.
Yeah, listen, Madison is out until January, apparently. Van de Ven is out probably until January or February because of a hamstring injury. Romero's out for 3 games, but they are very important 3 games. Do you think he can play the bench and still get that style of play? Do you think Lo Celso or whoever he was going to play, he can get the same output out of them?
He can play the attacking. He can play attacking football. But at the same time, when you look at that bench, it's shocking. And this is why when some Tottenham fans, not all, when some Tottenham fans were getting too giddy, I was thinking, do you guys know that injuries happen, suspensions happen? When you look at
how can you predict injuries? You don't.
No, but what's the chances of you getting no injuries? What's the chances of none of your players getting sent off or
with one game a week,
even being out of form? Because sometimes you've got to take players out of the starting lineup because they're not out of form.
So now you're making sense. You're saying being out of form. Now you're making sense because a lot of people say injuries. Well, didn't you have one injury last year for Saliba? Partey was missing for 3 games or something like that. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, injuries exist. I hear what you're saying, but I hear what you're saying now. But I never predict injuries because because I know Inter, we win a whole season without injuries for the starting 11. A whole season without injuries. Because we had one of the best fitness coaches around the world, the one that coaches Real Madrid, the one that. But anyway, I've seen your point. But players out of form.
Yeah, but you're going to play that starting lineup for every competition in every game.
They don't have every competition with Spurs. There is no every competition for. They already played 1 game and got out the cup. So there is no every competition.
But no, I hear that, yeah. But at the same time, it's like if a player's out of form, you're going to keep playing them out of form. Eventually, you have to take them out of the team. And when you look at that bench, it ain't that great. Bentancur's all right. Lo Celso's okay. Højbjerg's okay. I wouldn't say they're amazing players. Dyer's not good enough. Brian Hill ain't good enough. Royale ain't good enough.
Let me ask you a question. Would you rather have Lo Celso as a backup for, because I had this discussion yesterday, and people in the chat, that we had this discussion the day before yesterday. Would you rather have Lo Celso as a backup for Odegaard or Kai Havertz?
Rather have Lo Celso. Kai Havertz is rubbish.
I thought that was common knowledge, I thought that was and then I got in the comments after the show, people said no, Fabio Vieira. People told me about Fabio Vieira is this, and I'm like, your manager literally didn't trust Fabio Vieira and played Kai Havertz as an 8. It's not me.
And when's the last time did Arteta start Fabio Vieira week in, week out in the team, even when he's on bad form? As soon as Fabio Vieira's in bad form, which is most of the time he gets dropped, Kai Havertz is in the team all the time. So you can see that you got a favoritism because Kai Havertz is not playing based on form. You know what I mean? But
of course not. Oh my God. I said
Havertz is the popular one. He's a more popular guy, and that is why there's more hype around him. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why people will go with that. But for me, I don't. It's not that I rate Lo Celso like
So
that.
the,
But he's
the,
more
the reason why I'm talking about Lo Celso, people, is that Madison is out until January, and that's a disaster. He has been one of the best players in the league. I think he's the one who moves the whole team, in my opinion. And I think Madison, I love Madison. I like the way he plays football. I always enjoyed him, even at Leicester. But now he's out until January with damaged ligaments on his ankle, and that can be. It can be from a month to 3 months. They said it's going to be until January, so now they have to find another solution. And the only creative player they have is Lo Celso, unless he plays Bentancur, Højbjerg, Bissouma, Ansar, something like that. Now that's going to be very strange for me to play without a creative player. I think Ange can fix it, but losing Madison is basically for me losing 40% of your attacking force. And how can they fix that? I don't know. I think Spurs now are in danger of even getting out of the top 4. And all the people like me will get laughed at because I said the Spurs team, based on the first 10 games, will have a chance of being there and thereabout in game week 30. People will laugh at me now. That's what I think. But listen, Spurs are Spurs. They're a good team. I think Ange Postecoglou is a fantastic manager. Just the fact that he just came in a club and didn't say, I need 50 years to fix the club. Give me 50,000 signings to fix the club. He signed Brennan Johnson, a player that I wasn't convinced with from Forest. Listen, he switched Santo forward, Pepe Sarr playing like that, Van de Ven, and look at Emerson. Look at Pedro Porro, how he plays football. Pedro Porro, for me, was absolutely atrocious last year. That's just a testament to how good Ange Postecoglou is. He didn't need 4 years, 5 years, 6 years to fix the club. They are up and running, playing good football, winning games. It's not only playing good football, it's winning games. But I don't know. Spurs in the next 3 games, if they lose the next 3 games against City, Villa, and Wolves, I think they're in big trouble. And in big trouble, that means they might not even make top 4. It might be Newcastle, it might be Aston Villa. They might not make top 4. And if they don't make top 4, well, they say it's a free hit. I say from that point, when you had 26 points out of 10 games, I think it's a disaster. That means your transfer market was atrocious, as Northside always says. If you don't address your holes in the transfer market, you'll get hit. We'll see now. Listen, moving on to the last part of the show, to Manchester United, who play Luton. Losing to Copenhagen. Why are you laughing, bro? Why are you laughing?
I'm not going to say anything because at the end of the day, yeah, I know that both clubs, my club and Man United, are not going to win anything. I do enjoy seeing Man United this bad. I do enjoy it because I can't stand Man United, especially growing up in the 90s. But yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's a must-win game against Luton.
Can you imagine that you go to Luton and you play Luton and we're saying it's a must-win game? Wallahi, this is a joke. Guys, there is a 250 of you here. They made, you know what? I just thought about it. Ten Hag, people want to talk about the ownership and all the stuff. But I just thought about it, Northside. Well, how about Daniel Levy as a terrible owner? Harry Kane, the situations, not backing managers, doing this and that. How did Ange Postecoglou fix it? I think the main reason Man United are like this is a combination between the players and the manager. And I said it last year, and I said it about Liverpool last year. If you have a player or two that are not playing well, you blame the players. But if you have a whole team that are playing not well, like the Dalot, Rashford, Bruno, yeah, they played good 20 minutes. If you have more than 5 players not playing well, the finger has to be pointed to the manager. Am I wrong here?
I agree. I think it's a combination, like you said. I think some of these players are not playing for him, especially with the way that he treated Sancho. I think is absolutely disgraceful. Making him eat lunch in his car and stuff like that is absolutely disgrace. The way the way the Anthony situation was treated in comparison to Sancho, I think certain players, let's be real, in a workspace, if you see a colleague getting treated favorably, and then you do the same or similar or something along those lines and you're treated differently, I think some people are not going to be happy. I think that's just human nature when we don't see equality in the workspace. Then when you look at the football, bro, he's been backed. He's been backed. And I feel like in terms of recruitment, it seems like this football club they don't have anyone in place in terms of recruitment. They don't have no one in place. Who recruited Anthony? This manager wanted Anthony. Make it
Hold
work.
on. Let me stop you there. Anthony was balling at the Eredivisie, like was balling at the Dutch league. Anthony was coached under Ten Hag. Looking at Anthony, no one can tell me that you saw what is coming, right? Anthony was very good at Ajax for 2 seasons, very good winger, promising, 20 years old, 21 years old. He was coached under Ten Hag. He was playing very fluid football under Ten Hag as well, Ajax. So it made sense. Arsenal,
It ain't made sense. It hasn't worked out.
it hasn't worked. But hold on. But so let me convince you. Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, where do they go buy players? From the lesser leagues, from the French league, with all respect to the Eredivisie in the Dutch league. You buy Doku was okay at France. You go find a player like that, you spend the money, you bring him in, hoping that it works, right? That's what they did, but it didn't work. I don't think it's down to the player, because the player was all right at Ajax. I think it's down to the whole environment for Anthony. If Doku goes to, do you believe if Doku goes to Manchester United, will he be the same Doku now that he's playing for Manchester City?
Well, isn't Bruno Fernandes putting up numbers at Man United and it's a poor squad?
Not this season, not last season, by the way. Not this season or last season. Which
I wouldn't say
that
he's exactly the same player, obviously, because he's in a system and a club that's in the doldrums. But we've seen Maddison in the doldrums at Leicester last season, and he still performed.
Maddison is different caliber of player. Maddison is
but you can still perform even if the whole team is not up to scratch. Yeah, Arsenal are not clicking this season, yet Declan Rice still performs. So as an individual, you can still perform well. Let's not take all accountability away from the players. I do agree that this style of football is absolutely shocking. Yeah, and the way the managers, the way he was managing that game against Copenhagen was an absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Yes, Dalot and Wan-Bissaka need to take blame for not closing down the Copenhagen attackers, because they were letting them just spam crosses into the box. But why is this manager starting lineup with Maguire? Why is Varane not starting? Why is he not starting?
Did you see Varane when he came on against Copenhagen?
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
my man cannot kick a ball.
And what can Maguire do?
He's better than him.
Maguire is better than Varane.
Now he is. Wallahi, now he is.
Didn't he get a penalty? Didn't he give a penalty?
No, it's not a penalty. It wasn't a penalty. He was actually good defending. He was very tight to the forward, and the forward just flicked it to his hand, who was having it. Come on. No,
I'm sorry. If you got a man down, you do not tell me that you don't make the change to take Maguire off and put Varane. Yeah,
Maguire wasn't bad.
Varane is scintillating, but when you're a man down and now you're playing against it, you don't keep Maguire on. He's a
Maguire wasn't bad in that game.
So you like Maguire now? So you like?
No, I don't. But you're not getting the point. Don't take my statements like absolutes, right? Maguire now is playing better than Varane. Why people don't understand this? What is so hard about understanding this?
He took off Rasmus Haaland. He took off Rasmus Haaland for Mount.
Let me stop. If tomorrow Gabriel drops in form and absolutely gets terrible, right? And Kivior is playing better, even though you don't rate Kivior, would you say that Kivior at that time played better than Gabriel? Isn't Tomiyasu play better than Zinchenko now?
Yeah, but he's a better defender. He's always been a better defender.
Zinchenko's a better player.
Okay, but in the role that they're playing, Tomiyasu's the better player.
Varane has been terrible. Every time Varane stepped on the pitch, has been terrible. Every time.
I can't.
It's not by name, bro. You now are saying exactly what Kai Havertz. It's not by football. Is not by names. Harry Maguire, I don't rate him, right? But he has been playing better than Varane. Like if Harry Maguire is giving you 6 out of 10 or 5, Varane is giving you 3. So play the better guy. I don't know why is that hard to understand.
Nah. I'm sorry, I disagree.
No, you're playing by names now. You do it. You don't want to do it for your club, but you want to do it for other clubs. I got you now. I got you. You know, I got you now.
You ain't got me.
I got you.
I don't feel like Maguire's been playing. I don't feel like Varane. I don't feel like Maguire's been playing better than Varane. I don't.
Ask any Man United fan. Ask any Man United fans.
I don't think so.
He has been Varane every time he stepped on the pitch has been atrocious. You said about Kai Havertz, he's playing for the name, right? Kai Havertz playing. Arteta plays him for the name, right? But you don't like that, but you want him to play Varane because he's Champions League Varane. Yay!
But was I right or was I wrong? Because Maguire stayed on and he gave away a penalty.
Dude, it wasn't a penalty.
He gave away a penalty. Yeah, you can't rewrite
No.
the rules of the game. It happened, didn't it? He gave away a penalty. So that's it.
Oh
That's
my
what it is.
god! Oh my god! And Varane
Listen,
gave
to me,
and Varane gave the ball away 50,000 times.
he
Like
did. He did.
Varane was atrocious. I don't get that. How can
Man saying I'm a crybaby while I'm laughing. What crybaby laughs?
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He means like you want to do the same for your club, but like, but
No,
you
it's
don't
not.
want to. You don't want to
It's just
apply
my
the same
opinion.
for other
It's
things.
not my opinion. It's not my. It's not my club. I couldn't care less. At the end of the day, for me, in my opinion, I would rather if I'm going down to 10. If I'm going down to 10 men, I'd rather Varane playing over Maguire. In my opinion, I know there's always a calamity in Maguire. Yes, Varane has not been playing scintillating. I understand. I'm not taking away from Varane, but for me, I don't even trust Maguire with 11 men. That's my opinion. But ultimately, I don't understand how this
I
manager,
don't as well.
after Rasmus scores 2 goals in that game, how you take him off and put on Mount. Make that make sense. This is where it's also on the manager. It's poor. What did you say to your fullbacks? Because you're just allowing them to get cooked and you're allowing the opposition to just spam crosses into the box. When both your centre-backs are not playing very well, where's the closing down? Where's the accountability? It was even when the crosses weren't going to their man, Copenhagen was still beating Man United to the second ball. It was poor. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was absolutely poor. But that's what we say. Down to 10 men. Okay, Arsenal went down 10 men to Crystal Palace away from home. Did you lose? That showed fight. Man United yesterday went down to 10 men against Copenhagen, who are maybe equal to Crystal Palace. They shipped 4 goals. I think it's a laughable. If that happened to my club, I'll be fuming. I don't give a fuck if it's down to 10 men. I don't ship 4 goals against Copenhagen. Like they made it, and some of the Man United fans talk was like it's as they went down to 10 men against Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. With all due respect, it's Copenhagen. It is not Bayern Munich. This is not Real Madrid. You didn't go down to 10 men against Barcelona. I think Ten Hag has to hold corner. I think actually by itself, this result is a sackable offense. I don't care if you go down to 10 men or not, and you win 3-2 up, you lose 4-3. I think it's a sackable offense.
But you tell me, give the manager time. Give him time. He's on phase 2.
No. Hold on. But this manager, this is going down hell, bro. He's not second in the league like you. He's not second in the league like you.
Hold on. Super Arsenal fans told me when we finished 8th the first season and 8th the last season, there's 8th right now on the table.
No, it's a second. Yeah. I think he should have got sacked. There's no. Listen,
any manager.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say, Arsenal. I'm gonna tell you some names, right? Arsenal, Manchester United, Manchester City, right? Now, Liverpool, maybe Chelsea, Inter, Milan, Juventus, Real Madrid, Barcelona. You finish 8th, the manager gets sacked. No context, nothing. I'm telling you here. I told you, if my club finish 8th, manager is sacked. No, there's no context. Don't give me I had injuries. Don't give me I have that. And I had the same thing for Arteta. If you finish 8th, Arteta, I don't care if it's your first job, you get sacked. Now they waited and they proved that, oh yeah, we had a good decision and you came second last year. I get it. But listen, don't think I have low standards. Your manager finished 8th. I thought that's a sackable offense because this is Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal Football Club don't finish 8th. No, they don't. Inter, Milan, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, we don't finish 8th. 8th is for, I'm sorry, for other clubs. It's not for us. But they waited. Listen.
I agree with you.
I agree with that. However, I was proven wrong because they waited and he got second.
You've not been proven
wrong. However, let me just add the sentence and it might back you up. However, maybe if they hired another manager after the first 8th season, you would have challenged the next year all the way. You didn't have to wait 3 more years.
Maybe. And the manager that was before him with a toxic squad, yeah, he finished 5th. He finished 5th with a toxic squad. No 4 years, no buy whatever players you want. Do you know what I mean? Even when he wanted Zaha, he got Pepe. He wasn't fully backed, and he got 5th, and he got sacked. Arteta got 8th twice, and it was trust the process. This is why I laugh when Arsenal fans come online and start saying, "Oh, better in Man United." By your own standard that you set for your own club, Ten Hag should be kept in a job. He's in European football, which Arteta wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't when he finished 8th. Yeah, he wasn't in the Champions League. And he finished 8th. That's what it looks like it's going to happen to Man United. Why are Arsenal fans laughing? You said it's a 4-year process that you need to give these managers. He's a young manager. This is what I'm saying. Opposition fans sometimes move the goalpost, but my standards stay the same, which is why when you asked me on Liverpool, I said, if they don't win a major honour, sack him. Sack him. Because football's about winning.
Yeah, listen, this has been a very entertaining and a different show, people. I told you I'll get him to talk about all the other clubs. He didn't talk about Arsenal. I actually enjoyed this preview, to be honest. It was so much fun, and I hope you enjoyed it too. North side, guys, North side LDN, it's in the description. I want him to text me after the show and tell me, Mo, I got 100 subs. I want every one of you guys click, go give him a subscription, like his last video or the last 10. Brilliant content daily. He gives you content. You like his opinion or don't like it, you have to understand opinions differ, and that's why we're here to debate, right? No hard feelings, nothing. Thank you, Northside. Appreciate you being here, my brother. Thank you, everybody that watched us. And I want to turn on the notification bell tonight, 11 p.m. UK time. That's going to be a completely different show. And tomorrow we have a reaction, but I want to turn on the notification bell. Next week, every day, 1 p.m. UK time, you'll see us here. Thank you so much, people. Oh, one thing I forgot. The Football Social became a member of the channel. Thank you so much for becoming a member, of course. We got all the members, people. I got the show Friday tonight at 11. I got 5 members joining. Next Friday, the same. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Northside. It was a pleasure having you here. You blessed us with your appearance, of course. And hopefully we'll see you guys tonight, all of you. And we're out of here.
Love.